We're told in this week's Torah portion that Moshe, was the most humble man who ever lived. It's a little surprising to read that because by now we've seen Moshe take on Pharaoh, put the Jews in their place, and even debate God. If we were asked to describe him, humble is probably not the first word that would come to mind, which begs the question, what is humility?
Do you know who I am? People know me. I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal. I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Okay, so we know it's not that. Suppose instead you slouch a little, put on a pair of geeky eyeglasses to try to hide your powers. Does that work?
Excuse me, sir. I think you're sitting in my favorite seat.
Well, come and get it, Four Eyes. Oh. God. Oh.
Oh, I've been working out.
Well, now we're getting a little closer, but we're still not there. Here are a couple explanations that you may like. First, the sages tell us that the truly wealthy person is the person who's satisfied with what he or she has. Because if you don't work on it, then naturally, the person who has $10,000 will want $20,000. And the person who has $20,000 will want $40,000. So counterintuitively, the person with $20,000 is going to feel poorer than the person with $10,000 because of a greater perceived need. Well, it works the same way with spirituality, fortunately. The person who has more wants more. And because Moshe had more than anyone else, because he was closer to God than anyone else, he wanted more. And he, more than anyone else, appreciated the distance, just how vast the gulf is between God and humankind. And that's humbling. A second explanation is that it's all a matter of perspective. It's like the old joke about the short married fellow who wakes up one morning yelling with excitement to his wife, "It's a miracle! I grew last night. I'm as long as the bed now." She flicks the lights on, looks over at him and starts laughing. He says, "What's so funny?" She says, "You shifted while you were sleeping. You're lying sideways across the bed. You're only as long as the width of the bed." Think about it. The millionaire or billionaire can often take great pride at his or her wealth, at all the dollars that they've accumulated. Whereas the bank manager doesn't go home at night and brag about all the dollars in the vault, because the bank manager understands those dollars are not his. He's just a steward. He has to keep track of those dollars. He has to do the right thing with them. He has to give them back to people when they make withdrawals. Well, Moshe realized that despite his incredible talents and resources, he was a bank manager, not a millionaire or a billionaire. God had given him all those talents and resources, and so he had an obligation to be the steward of them, to use them properly, to help other people. And we have to feel the same way and do the same thing with our talents and resources, which also came from God.